All set now for a start in the New Zealand Welcome Stakes, one of the premier two-year-old events of the season, right throughout New Zealand. They start at the 2,000 metre point, which is just at the entrance to the back straight. It's a standing start, and the field of 14 just walking quietly round. We're about a minute away from starting time, and it won't be too long before they're away. Let's look at the field. 1 Westburn King, 2 Samson, 3 Guard of Honour, 4 Glen Hanover, 5 Nardinski, 6 Folly Bergier, 7 Master Mood, the favourite, 8 Good to Win, 9 Loveridge, 10 Risdon Boy, 11 Woodsy, 12 Ashley Globe, 13 Malaz from the south, and the last is number 16 Bold Guest. And the favourite, and a pretty warm one too, at $3.20 and $1.80, is the flying machine Master Mood, whose last start was a most impressive win in the semi-final of the Image International Sires Stakes at Timaru a couple of weeks ago, when on a very blustery nor'west day he broke 2 minutes and became the first two-year-old in the history of trotting in New Zealand to do that in a race. It's been done before in a time trial, but Master Mood blitzed his opposition on that occasion, and certainly the punters are assuming he's going to do the same thing today. That, of course, was a mobile start today as a stand, so you've got to take some of these babies a little on trust in terms of how they're going to move away. There's Nardinski, number 5. Jack Smolenski, the driver. This horse went his worst race ever at Invercargill just a week ago, again in a heat of the Image International Series when he didn't pace at all well, but he wasn't driven on that occasion by Jack Smolenski, and perhaps we should forgive him for the lapse with his trainer-driver back in the sulky today. Nardinski, I think, will be a different story altogether, and at amazingly good odds considering his form. $10 for a win and $2.60 for a place, when you consider he's only had 10 lifetime starts for 2 wins, 3 seconds and 2/3. Those are luxurious odds. The D, incidentally, that you see there is a disqualification. Nardinski was in fact disqualified in the race at Timaru on the grounds of interference, and Jack Smolenski earned a suspension, and that's the reason why he wasn't able to drive him at Invercargill last week. Coming up is Folly Bergier, the only filly in the race, driven by the leading junior driver, Anthony Butt, trained at Christchurch by Sam Ballantyne. A very good shot of Anthony as he goes across in front of the camera there. And Folly Bergier has been placed in 2 of the Image International semi-finals, and she's a game and tough filly, the first of the progeny of Plat de Jour to grace the racetracks in New Zealand. And Folly Bergier is paying at the moment $38 for the win and $7.30 for the place. Obviously the punters think the Colts and Geldings are going to be just a wee bit strong in this very important race this afternoon. There's number 9 Loveridge, a fine looking colt by Out to Win, Richard Brosnan the driver. He's already the winner of 2 races. He was a very impressive winner here just a week ago when he started off a back mark over 2,000 metres and was too good for the field. Prior to that, he'd run a very good second in one of the Image International semi-finals. Loveridge trained to the minute, and with informed driver Richard Brosnan in the sulky, anything's possible, and he's paying $5.20 for the win and $1.80 for the place. Just a slight delay before we go. The clock shows time, so it won't be long before the starter, Mr. Mulcahy, calls them into line, but no sign of them coming in as yet. Coming round now is number 2 Samson, owned and trained by Ted Lowe, leading amateur owner and trainer at Ashburton. Ted doesn't line too many 2-year-olds up, but this fellow can run a bit, that's for sure. A very impressive winner at his last start 10 days ago. Coming into line now, 9 off the front row and the rest off the second line. The front row doesn't look too bad, just 1 or 2 stragglers. The starter asks them to walk up to the tape. You'll see it stretched there. As soon as he's got them settled, they'll be underway. Just waiting for the inside horse to come up, Westburn King. There he is with the white shadow roll.
Welcome Stakes underway. Westburn King, no win sideways and just cannon into Ashley Globe and Woodsy between the 2, and best out into the leaders. Samson, one of the favourites, followed out by Nardinski, also away well, Good to Win. Then behind those is Guard of Honour. It's followed over on the inside then by getting back Glen Hanover. The bunch is well back, fairly well back as Folly Bergier. Master Mood's trying to thread his way between horses with Ashley Globe. In behind them Risdon Lee, then Westburn King, Woodsy, and well back out of it now is Guard of Honour. The field settling down on the New Zealand Welcome Stakes, and Samson has come out in front. quite clear of Nardinski. 2 lengths away to Good to Win was followed through by Malaise. Loveridge caught without cover going forward on the outside, following it around then at every stride as they race round the bend into the straight as Bold Guest. Then the favourite Master Mood back of the inside to Glen Hanover. They're closing up most of the spaces now. Ashley Globe was neat with Folly Vigier. Behind that is Risdon Boy on the inside and making a bit of ground as Woodsy. Next is Westburn King and 2 lengths away to Guard of Honour, but it's a dawdling pace in front as Samson sets the pace. It's Samson by a length and a half from Nardinski. Here the back one's going around now. Ashley Globe's making a big run round the outside. Loveridge is trying to keep it wide and may get onto the back of it. Good to Win driving up the centre. Now as they race round with 1,000 metres to run, Samson the leader from Nardinski. Loveridge and wider out to Ashley Globe. Good to Win on the outside of Malaise and 3 wide to Folly Vigier. Westburn King was next with Bold Guest. Master Mood is 2 lengths away. Risdon Boy was next, followed by Woodsy. Back on the inside of that then they were followed by Glen Hanover. And last of all at the moment, Guard of Honour. But they start a bunch going down the back and Samson set the pace. He's had the easiest run out in front at the moment, followed by Nardinski trailing the leader. Up on the outside is Ashley Globe and 3 wide to Folly Vigier. Loveridge is next on the outside of Malaise, followed then by Westburn King. On the rails to Glen Hanover. Going around them wide out is Bold Guest. Good to Win in the centre, followed by Master Mood, the favourite being asked to go forward. He's got the job in front of him though, the favourite. Woodsy back on the inside, 2 lengths away to Guard of Honour and 2 to Risdon Boy. Round to the 300 metre pole comes the leader. Samson in front is being held together at the moment from Ashley Globe. Folly Vigier is next and Bold Guest and Master Mood's 5 wide turning for home. They race into the straight, 200 left to go. Samson in front from Nardinski, angling out to challenge and wider up to Bold Guest and Master Mood. Down to the inside, Malaise and Loveridge starting to come home late for far too late. Samson's in front. Samson, Nardinski's gathering him in though. Samson, Nardinski, Samson, they hit the line. There's little between them, Samson or Nardinski. Then Malaise, Loveridge and Good to Win. They were followed by Bold Guest behind those Glen Hanover, then Master Mood. Woodsy head of the rest, then they were followed home by Guard of Honour. Ashley Globe followed in by Westburn King, then Risdon Boy. And about 20 metres or so back to Folly Vigier. Close photo.
And I wouldn't pick that one. Number 2, Samson on the inside and 5, Nardinski on the outside. There was nothing between them. The nod of the headers is all that's going to decide the Welcome Stakes this afternoon. They had the finish to themselves, and I wouldn't like to say whether Samson held on or whether Nardinski caught him just on the line. Bound to be a photo, that's for sure. Now let's have a look at them as they turn for home. You see Samson nicely clear at the present time. He's got a length and a half on Nardinski on the outside, who's coming home pretty well. And Malaise is the horse on the inside with the red shadow roll, and he's doing pretty well as well. Nothing back in the field is going to challenge the first 3, that's for sure. They get down to the post. Paul Young on Samson, starting to get very anxious now. The big horse is striding out, but Nardinski's powering home down the outside. Jack Smolenski really getting serious as they get down to the shadows of the post, and you can see that gap is closing with every stride. Now the question is, did Samson hang on, or did Nardinski get up and beat him on the line? And I think he might have. It's a very close photo. Jeff Bruns, the judge, will certainly go for the camera. Malaise is third, there's no question about that. And I think Good to Win probably ran fourth, but really no excuses. The first 2 were just too good on the day, certainly had the best runs. And there's the fourth, and it looks like number 8, Good to Win, has got up to take the 4th placing. Coming back to scale, and it looks as though Nardinski has got the call, because Jack Smolenski's coming back at the head of the field. So it looks very much as though number 5, Nardinski, is provisionally the winner. It's unofficial at the moment. The judge has not confirmed his placing, but he's gone for the horse on the outside, number 5, Nardinski. A 2-year-old colt by Narden's Bird, owned by the Smolenski family. That's his 3rd win, and certainly his most important. But there's certainly a bit of doubt about it, because Paul Young on number 2, Samson's actually come into the 1st place. So I don't think either driver is too sure who's won this one. But it looks as though it might well be Samson that's got the decision. But no confirmation of the photo on the board as yet. It's very, very close. There's no question about it. It's going to be decided by the nod of the head right on the line, and the judge is studying the photograph at the moment and hasn't actually confirmed the places. There's Paul Young with a smile on his face. Now let's have another look at this one. Nardinski's on the outside, Samson on the inside. From our camera angle, Nardinski certainly appears to have won, but we're not absolutely on the finish line, so I wouldn't tear your tickets up on Samson as yet. Samson certainly come into the birdcage first, but the judge has not yet confirmed his placings. Yes, he has now. Number 2, Samson, has confirmed as the winner. 2, 5 and 13 are the dividend-bearing placings, and there's the winner, Samson. Number 2, that's his 5th start and his 2nd win. An upstanding horse by Keystone Provider, and certainly did the job right at the business end today, although very hard pressed by Nardinski at the end of the race. There's the winner just being decorated with the ribbon for the New Zealand Welcome Stakes. The winner's time's up. It's 2:39.1, which is a very average time. The mile rate was only 2:08.1, but there was no pace on early, but they certainly tramped the last half mile. No sign of dividends on the board as yet. And Samson just being decorated. The owner, Mr. Lowe, on the left there, carrying his hat at the present time, and undoubtedly would be very happy to win this one. The dividends are now available. If we can give them to you just quickly, the winner paid $4.85 and $1.95. For second, number 5, Nardinski, $2.70, and for third, number 13, Malayas, paid $3.95. So there are the dividends, and that's the official result of the New Zealand Welcome Stakes, the big 2-year-old race of the afternoon.